Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this week's car boot sale haul video. I nearly didn't go. I was awake most of the night with a really bad head. Certainly in the early hours of this morning I was like, I'm not going to the car boot sale. But I do get FOMO, you know, I get FOMO. Anthony said he would drive, so off we went. And I'm glad I went because I didn't spend a huge amount of money, but I did get some absolute bangers today. I'm very pleased with what I got. Sorry, adverts on eBay flashing away on the screen behind me. Very distracting. So, let me see. What was the first? I don't know what the first thing I bought was. But the first thing I'll show you is not even for me. It's for Tammy. And she's in the other room and her ears probably just pricked up. So, I picked up this for Tammy. It was £2. Tammy collects similar things to this. She's coming. She's coming. Hi.
Hi. Ooh.
It is Hermione, as I heard somebody call her. Hermione, Hermione Potter. Hermione Granger from Harry Potter. I have been up all night with a bad head. These are the mini Kofigs, and this is series 1. And I've got a feeling you've got Harry, maybe, or is your Harry from a different range again?
My Harry's from the pop range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's Hermione in box. She was £2, and I was just like, Tammy would like that. And the speed at which Tammy came out, look at the hand coming in. The speed at which Tammy popped out of her lair tells me that I was right. There we go. So first thing I bought wasn't even for me or to sell, it was for Tammy. So £2 for that, and as you can see, that was well worth £2. I bought 6.5 things off Steve's. I bought 7 things, but after 9 o'clock, Steve does everything on his table for £1. But this would have been in his filler bag area, except he was already clearing up his filler bag stuff. So I just rescued this as he went past. I hope it is in working order. It is a foam water gun that you use in a pool, and it is for the dogs. Obviously the dogs won't be able to use it. It is for us to play with the dogs with. And we were talking the other day about getting one. We were saying we need one of those squirty things. So when I saw this, I was like, I have that. And Steve wanted 50p for it. So we're well worth 50p to play with the dogs with that. Teddy absolutely loving the paddling pool. Darcy, appalled at the very notion, but Teddy's loving it. I didn't get a bag. I'm not even new. It's not my first time. You'd think I'd know by now that I need a bag, wouldn't you? I despair. I'll just pile it up on the table. Okay. So also from Steve's stall, and then, so that was 50p, and everything else I got from Steve today was £1 each. So I picked up Alpha Blocks, the complete collection of DVDs, and this was a shot in the dark because I didn't know whether it was worth having or not. But looking at sold, it should go for between £20 and £30, but it's definitely worth having. I hope they're all there. It is a 5 DVD collection, Learning to Read with the Alpha Blocks. That one's there. That one's there, 2 out of 5. That one's there, 3 out of 5, doing well. 4 out of 5. Come on, last one. Yes, all 5 are complete. So it's Learning to Read, Phonics First Steps. What have we got? Phonics First Steps, Phonics Next Steps, Letter Teams, Letter Blends, and Long Vowels. And yeah, between 20 and 30 quid. So that was definitely worth the quid. That was a good pickup. That was a instinct pickup, I would say. Sometimes my instinct pays off. Sometimes it doesn't. Also from Steve's stall, an Emma Bridgewater, I think these are pansies. I think they're pansies and daffodils. They might not be. If you know different, let me know. Maybe they're not, I don't know. But it is Emma Bridgewater. It has got a crack. Where is it? It's got a crack here, but it's only an internal crack. It doesn't go all the way through to the outside. So, so it doesn't actually leak. Handle's a bit sticky. That was not a clean wet wipe. Now I've just made it dirty. Bear with. Nice new wet wipe. Has anybody ever successfully taken one wet wipe out of the packet in the history of ever? Has that ever happened? Okay, so now it's clean. But yeah, it's like I said, it's got that crack inside, but apart from that, it's okay. And that was £1. And then 2 other mugs, also from Steve's stall. Bitty bangers, these ones. This is an Alice in Wonderland stacked mug from Disneyland Paris. And these have sold. They have sold for as much as £29.99, but it's more likely to be 12 to 15. The £29.99 is a very long shot, and I can't imagine why anyone had paid that. But yeah, 12 to 15 on that one. And the Hobgoblin. Now, there are 2 in sold. Sorry, there's 1 in sold. Again, this is sticky. The 1 in sold has gone for £18. This is a Hobgoblin from Witchwood Brewery. Tankard mug. The one that has sold has gone for 18 quid. But the 2 that are listed are at £24.99 and £29.99. Is that people just chancing their arm? I will probably put this on at £24.99 with best offer and I would be happy to accept anything in the region of 18. It must have been used, somebody must have used it to saw pens, because it's got some blue ink inside, which I'm just getting off with this wet wipe. Blue wet wipe now. I mean, I could just take it downstairs and wash it properly. There's no reason for me to be doing it with a wet wipe, apart from sheer laziness. But yeah, I will put that up, £24.99 or best offer, and quite happily accept reasonable offers on it. What else did I get from Steve's store? Was there anything else? There must be, because I said to you that I spent £6.50 and I've only shown you £4.50's worth. Oh, this absolute banger. I spotted the name Ehrman, and if you see Ehrman tapestries, they are usually worth picking up. I wasn't confident, because it was open, I wasn't confident it would actually turn out to be an Ehrman tapestry in the bag. But it is an Ehrman tapestry. It's called, I can't remember what it's called now. I looked it up seconds ago. Something Jaipur. Is it Stripe Jaipur or Jaipur Stripe? One or the other. Anyway, it's designed by Anna somebody or other, and it has sold for up as far as 65, more likely to be between 40 and 50. People have bought just the printed canvas alone for 20, and this has all its walls. So that was a very nice pickup, and if you see the name Ehrman, it's definitely worth picking up Ehrman tapestries. I have sold an Ehrman tapestry before now for 120 quid. Kit. In kit form. What else did I get from Steve then? Oh, gyroscope. Again, I've sold gyroscopes before. This has no string with it, but the last one didn't either. So pick that one up. That was a quid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.50. That's it. From Sue's stall, I got the Harry Potter edition Pictoria. And I got this as a little extra for Nat's birthday. Natalie's birthday is coming up in September. And although she has already had her main present, we're going to Harry Potter Experience in November, for Tammy's birthday, and as part of Natalie's birthday present, I paid for her ticket and Tammy's paid for her room, and we worked out that we're going for Tammy's birthday and Tammy's actually paid for herself. So Tammy hasn't had any of her present, despite the fact that it's her experience. You came off quite badly out of that, mate. Yeah. Don't worry, we'll make it up to you. 6 of us going for that. Yeah, so I thought, when I saw this, I thought I'd grab this and put this as a little extra for Nat's birthday. She's had her main present, but I very much believe you have to have something to open on your birthday. Even if your main present is an unopenable thing, then there has to be an extra present, because birthdays are sad occasions if you do not have any presents to open. I'm big on birthdays in this house. It's a big thing. So Pictopia, the Harry Potter edition. Showcase your knowledge of J.K. Rowling's Wizarding World when you encounter 1,000 picture trivia questions featuring the beloved characters, extraordinary places, magical creatures and enchanted objects from the epic Harry Potter movies. It's a game of teamwork with a competitive twist. Sometimes you'll work together and other times answer alone, but you'll wager your points every time. How much you wager will depend on how well you know the pictures on the card before you hear the question. Along the way are guess my answer questions that reveal how much you know about the other players. Interesting. Looks like fun. I thought we'd have fun playing it, and it was 2 quid. And Natalie, bless her, is not precious about whether her gifts are pre-loved. I picked up these Laura Ashley table mats. This is Magnolia Garden, I think the design is called. Pretty sure this design is called Magnolia Garden or Magnolia Jungle or something like that. I picked it up and glanced at the tag. So they'd labelled it, and it says Laura Ashley, placemats and coasters, 2 packs times 4 equals 8 items, £4.95. And I picked up the tag, was reading the tag, and the guy said I'd happily take 2 quid for them, and I was like, okay, because I wasn't going to pay £4.95. Didn't want them enough to pay £4.95 for them, because there is some slight discoloration on the placemat on the top, and I don't know what condition the ones further down are in. They're all pretty okay. None of them are in knackered condition. You do sometimes find with placemats that they put the best one on the top, and as you get further down the pack, they're in worse condition. But yeah, so I wasn't going to pay £4.95, but I was quite happy to pay £2 for those. So I've got a set of placemats and matching coasters. I got the Viking game. I bought this once before. About 2 years ago, I bought the Viking game, and when I got it home, I realised that although the instructions were there, and although all the Vikings were there, this part was not. And this is the bit that matters, because this is the board. So that was a while ago, and I think that one either went for spares or repairs, or went, I think it must have gone spares or repairs. I can't put it back in it. Either went that or went in the bin, because it would have been no good putting it back in the charity shop, because if it's no good to me without the board, then it's also no good to anyone else. So you're just stitching somebody else up by doing that. So it either went in the bin or it went for spares and repairs and spares and parts. There are more brown Vikings than there are white, and I'm not sure if that is how it's supposed to be. I don't remember from when I had it before. That's the instructions will tell me. Yeah, there are 12 light coloured pieces and 24 dark pieces and a king. And I think I've just put the king in the bag with the others. At least I hope I have. I hope the king isn't a different shape entirely, because if he is, I haven't got him. I'm not sure. I will double check before I sell it. But it has sold for about 20 quid before now, and I paid £1 for that, I think. Was it 2? Might have been 2, actually. May have been 2. Either way, sold for 20 quid. This is the harness that Bella went out in this morning. Bella came to the car boot with us, and this is when she went out in. And this is her favourite harness, in so much as you can have a favourite harness when you don't like wearing one at all. But she doesn't really like the other ones we've got. This is the one that she seems to be most comfortable in. So you can tell the difference with Bella, because when you hold this one out to her, she will run up and willingly put her head through the hole, whereas you hold the other one out and she backs away. So you can tell that she prefers this one for whatever reason. So when we saw a lady who had 2 more like it, we tried them on to make sure they were the right size, and Bella came home wearing one, which is now downstairs, and now she's got a spare as well. And this one's getting a bit tired and a bit worn. So it does also mean that if she rolls in something unspeakable or comes home wet or whatever, her harness can go in the wash and she can have a clean, fresh one on. They were 50p each. The lady said, I want 50p each. So we said, oh, we'll have both of those then. So it is pretty much identical size. So yeah, so Bella got 2 new harnesses for £1. I bought this H&M kitty cat doll. I've definitely had this before and sold it very quickly. This was £1, and I've definitely sold it like within days of listing previously. So when I saw another one, I thought, we'll grab that. And that is mostly what I do here. People say to me, how do you know what to buy? And I'm like, some of it's instinct. Not a lot of it, to be honest, but some of it is instinct, like the alphabet blocks thing. Some of it is brand knowledge, in that I know what's expensive on the high street. I know which shops I can't afford to go into, so therefore if I can buy something to sell on that's from one of those shops, then I know it's going to have been pricey in the beginning. And some of it is experience. Some of it is previous experience. I have bought that and sold it in the past, so I know if I buy it I can sell it again. It's a kind of a triumvirate of things. Not particularly, none of it is being clever really. It's like I said, it's a little bit of instinct, a little bit of experience, and a little bit of whatever I said the third thing was that I've immediately forgotten. High street knowledge. Speaking of high street knowledge, Radley. Now we all know Radley is expensive. Tammy and I had very much a Radley problem at one point. We had this problem where if we went in, we bought a bag whether we could afford it or not, and we definitely couldn't afford it. I got 2 Radley items today. One of them is this really nice slip phone case. Now, there's no good her bouncing out of her room for this, because I don't think her phone will fit in it. And she said, I don't know if you can hear her, she said, I didn't bounce. My ears perked up, but I didn't bounce. I don't know if your phone will fit in it, mate, because your phone's quite big. But yeah, this is Chinwag. She's bouncing out just in case. No, look. Tammy's phone case. Mine would fit in it, but it's I don't know, it's probably too nice to use. Far too nice to use, I'll sell it. Yeah, so Chinwag on there, it's just a slip case. I don't know how much these cost, do you? Hello wet dog, have you come to lie on my bed? So yeah, really nice phone case and dust bag as well. £3. £3, I thought we'll get that. Somebody's going to want that. Didn't do so well though on the Rubik's race. I was aware when I picked it up that I was taking a chance that some of the pieces wouldn't be there, because I picked it up and went to look inside, and the guy handed me a handful of the bits from the car, and he said, oh, these fell out earlier on, I just thought I'd keep them on one side. And I was like, oh, that's not a good sign. But it was only £1. There are 2 pieces missing, sadly. It will go for spare parts if necessary, but annoyingly, yeah, 2 bits missing out of that. So paid £1, not the end of the world. It doesn't sell for huge amounts even when it's complete, so it's not as if I'm going to be losing out on hundreds. 70p for a pair of Clark's shoes. Weird price, 70p. The lady had a sign up saying all shoes 70p a pair, and I was like, okay, odd, but fair enough. Dropped one. They are a quite unusual shade, I would say. They're kind of a salmon pink, and I think it'd be a shoe that you would only buy if it specifically went with an outfit that you're wanting to wear to a wedding or something like that, wouldn't you? If they're not, I wouldn't say that, although there's a nice summery colour, I wouldn't say they go with most things. There are some scuffs on the toes of the patent leather. That will come off with a little bit of nail varnish remover. Gentle rubber nail varnish remover, and that will come off. So there's a handy little tip for you if you have patent leather and you need to get some marks off. Nail varnish remover will do it, but be very gentle. They are a size 7, which is a nice size, and 70p. 70p is an odd number, isn't it? And then last but by no means least, this is my second Radley piece of the day, and this is gorgeous. Square framed bag. I picked it up and the chap said that's a tenner. And I picked it up and looked it over and I thought, it has an additional wristlet in there. I don't know whether the wristlet would have come with the bag in the first place or whether this is just something extra that person has bought, because does the lining match? The lining does match. The lining of the wristlet is identical to the lining of the bag. Maybe they did come together. It smells of storage, or maybe a faint undertone of cigarette smoke, but maybe polished. It felt maybe somebody's polished it. So it's a very nice bag, and he wanted 10, and I said, is there any wiggle? Would you consider 8? And his missus went, yeah, that's fine. So I got it for 8, and it is barely used. Look, it's beautiful inside. What's that? What's that bit? Oh, it's got the Radley Care card in it. It's possibly unused, or maybe used once or something like that. I would say certainly not much used. Beautiful condition. And it will have been, looking at this bag, I would say this is probably easily a £200 bag originally. Knowing Radley as I do from our forays into wishing we could afford more of it, I would say that would have been a £200 bag in the first place. And like I said, it's barely used. So for £8, that was a rocking bargain. That is everything from the haul, but I've kept one thing on the table because I wanted to mention it. I bought this bag a few weeks ago. Do you remember me saying I bought this bag? I needed to repair the strap. I have put it through the wash, but I haven't yet sewn the strap. I'm going to sew the strap today. But somebody emailed me to say they wanted it. I know this email came through. I saw this email on my phone while I was at Mum's. And when I came home later that day and went to reply to it, I couldn't find it anywhere. So I don't know if I had somehow deleted it when I was closing my phone or what. If you emailed me to say that you would like this bag, I'm sorry for not replying. Please email again. I know somebody emailed me about it. I know they did. But I cannot find the email anywhere. So I still have it. I'm going to sit and repair the strap in a minute. And if it was you and you'd still want it, let me know. If not, I'll go ahead and list it when I've mended it. That's it. That is the haul and all of the haul. I am pleased with what I bought today. I've done well. The only thing I'm really going to lose me quid on is that. But I've done well for very little money. What have we got? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 and 7.50, 24.50 and 70p, £25.20 plus Tammy's £2. I've spent under 30 quid. I've spent under 30 quid today, and the 30 quid should be safe just in the Radley bag alone before we even sell anything else. So I'm very, very happy with that. Very happy with today's haul, and I'm glad I went, even though I didn't want to. I'm glad I forced myself to go. Thank you for joining me. As always, if you have seen anything that floats your boat, please do drop me an email. I'll try not to delete it off my phone, or whatever I manage to do in that instance. And I will be back again with another haul soon. Take care. Bye for now.